Boxing King Media, here with Jose Benavidez. You know, I've been waiting to speak to you from the moment I spoke to your son in Dubai a month ago. And so it took me a while to finally catch up with yourself. But tell me initially, how proud are you of that young man for what he's gone and achieved in boxing and tonight?
Well, you know what? I'm super proud. To be honest with you, we didn't even know where we were going with this, with boxing. I just put them in boxing so they can defend themselves. But look at now, you know, both of them became world champions. Like David said, you know, they went through a lot of hard training and a lot of sacrifices, a lot of tears. And I think if they wouldn't became champions, you know, I would have felt really bad. But now, you know, making a lot of money, they got belts, and so I feel a little bit better. But it's a hard job to do, and I'm super proud of what they have become and what they have done.
Definitely. And one of the things that he said, you know, we're going to talk about the fight, but one of the things he said to me about is what's made him so tough and strong in boxing is his upbringing. And obviously he talked about how strong you was with discipline and how hard you worked, you know, working in a hotel around the clock, training him, etc. Just kind of give we ain't got time, but tell me briefly, give me an idea, what was your life like trying to bring up your kids?
I think the biggest difference was, you know, that my mom and my dad separated when I was 2, 3 years old, and I had to grow up by myself, and I went through a lot. And I'm not ashamed to say that I went through a lot of abuse and molestation and all that. So that's the reason that I wanted them to be strong and not to be abused by, you know. So that was the real thing, you know, to be honest with you. I thought, you know, I'm going to make these kids strong, and you know, they're gonna become somebody. I'm gonna support them, and I'm gonna help them get to their dreams and become what they want to become, and that's what I did. You know, every day it was not just 1 year or 2 or 3 until now, since David was 2 years old, since Junior was 15 years, 7 years old, 6 years old. I've been doing the same thing, you know, creating monsters, and that's what they are, monsters.
You will have seen in that interview when he said them words that some people would hate their dads for being that strict, but he said, I want to thank my dad because of that, I've got cars, I've got houses, I've got everything I wanted. So I want to thank him. So what did you think when he said that?
Well, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, at one point they did hate me. They want to kick my ass. You know, to be honest, I can see it in their eyes that, you know, how I push them. You know, they look at me, and I really see in their eyes that, you know, that they didn't really want to do it, but I never gave up. I pushed them, and I created monsters. Now they're happy. Now they're making all this money. Now they're having all this, you know, what they dream and what they want. They can have it now, but it was not easy. You know, they went through that bump, and now they love what they do. So for me now, that job is easier to do, but don't get me wrong, it's always harder and harder and harder. You know, at the end of the day, who would like to see, I mean, don't get me wrong, when he comes up on the ring, and you hear about Anthony Yarde, you know, he hits hard, and what he's done with these other fighters, you get nervous, you know. But at the end of the day, I feel comfortable because of the hard work they put in, and the sacrifice, and, you know, they give me confidence. So at the end of the day, I'm just with them, you know, to support them still on what they love.
I want you to give me a little extract from your life whilst these guys are training away. You're juggling jobs and obviously trying to put bread on the table whilst you're still trying to create monsters. Give me an extract of your life. What was your day? What was like a 12-hour day or 24-hour day like in your life?
You know, to be honest with you, man, I didn't go to school. I went to second grade. I've been educating myself through life, little by little. You know, I had to do everything from construction to dishwasher to hotels, anything that I could get a job to feed them and put a roof over their top. You know, I was never embarrassed to sweep or do whatever, anything that I could done, you know, to provide for them, you know. So I did a lot of things. Anything that you can think, I did, you know, to survive and to help them get to their dreams.
That's truly humbling to hear, a dishwasher to train of one of the greatest fighters of this era.
Well, it's funny because at the end of the day, I never considered myself as a trainer. I never considered myself as a manager, and I think they were one of the most paid athletes where they're at, besides Canelo, you know. So I think we're doing a good job, you know. I have a great lawyer, David Garcia. He's also co-managing, and I've been learning a lot. Like I said, I only went to second grade. If I did it, anybody could do it, you know. I didn't have the guidance. I didn't have my parents and all that. I had two choices. Either I could keep crying and keep thinking about it, or just forget about it and keep going.
Last thing, forget Canelo, away from Canelo, give me a fantasy fight that you want to see think of him as not being your son. Just a fight that you enjoy watching. What's a fantasy fight you'd like to see him in?
Fantasy fight that I would like to see him is better be bold. You know, these guys don't want to face him. It's the same thing as Canelo Alvarez. You know, but I believe that those are the monsters of the division, especially be bold. You know, he has all the belts. Better is another monster. But at the end of the day, you know, there's so many fights. You know, Apitaya, Zurdo Ramirez, and so many fights. So many new fighters every year. They come in. You know, and the most important thing is about David. He wants to face the guys that are dangerous, the guys that are going to come and fight and give the fans a great show.
Brilliant. Most parents are afraid of raising monsters, but you've done the opposite. You've raised a monster, but he's a good monster. So, Jose Benavidez, pleasure speaking to you, and yeah, that's it.
Well, you know, to be honest, man, I never liked that monster name.
Yeah.
But it goes great with it, you know. I mean, once Mike Tyson called him the Mexican Monster, then, you know, we got to live up to the expectations, you know. So now, to me, I love that name, the Mexican Monster, you know. So, but yeah, everybody's afraid of monsters, you know, and everybody's afraid of David Benavidez, the Mexican Monster.
Yeah, he's the most humble monster you'll meet, but you raised a great kid.
He's a great kid outside the ring. He's a very good person, but once he goes inside the ring, you know, he transforms and he becomes that monster that nobody wants to face.
Like I said to him earlier, family, faith, and love for his dad. That's what he's got.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. We're super happy. I am very proud, and, you know, I'm super happy with his performance tonight. I'm very proud of both of them, and we're going to keep going and see what happens with the grandkids also. You know, we love the sport. The sport changed our lives, and we're better than ever, super tight. And, man, I just want to thank God for all those blessings, and we're super good, man.
Mr. Benavidez, pleasure, and pleasure meeting you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Brother, yeah.